Thank you for staying with us. It is still Midland 98.3 FM. The Morning Express continues. Time check right now is 8:41 a.m. It's time for Midland Focus. This is the part where we get to select one or two or more major stories off the front pages of our dailies and open up the phone line for us to share our thoughts and our contribution as regards the focus for the day. Today, interestingly enough, is just one focal point that we're going to be looking at, which is, of course, Labour intensifying pressure and putting out a 14-day ultimatum to address 14-day ultimatum notice, strike notice to address hardship and agreements. That is the focus for the day. Do you support the move by Labour? Do you think the government should be given more time to address the issues? And what are the suggestions that you would give to the government on the issue of hardship in the land and the agreements with Labour? We have here the Labour is identifying 16 points. It said there's a 16-point agreement that was had on October 2nd, 2023, and that the federal government is yet to implement any one of them. So aside from other things, among other things, there's the government agreed to pay 35,000 naira to all federal workers beginning from September for a period of 6 months. And as far as we know, only September and October was paid. We're yet to get any report as regards payment for November, December, or January. And as far as we know, yesterday when a federal worker called into the show on open mic with Sage, one of our callers mentioned that they're even yet to get the January salary, not to talk of the wage award. Yes, I struggle not to call it minimum wage. The wage award for federal workers. So among other things, there's the 35,000 naira wage award. There's the CNG buses. The government promised or pledged to provide 100 CNG buses nationwide to ease the high transportation cost. And among other things, there's so many other things. There's the wage award, cash transfer, and some other resolutions that was supposed to be implemented within 30 days, effective from the day the MOU was signed. And the MOU was supposedly signed October 2nd, 2023. And now here we are, almost 5 months down the line, we're yet to get anything. So the Labour is saying that in the next 14 days, if nothing is done over the failure to implement the MOU, are going to go on strike. So do you support the move by Labour to go on strike? Do you think the government should be giving more time? The federal government has said that a strike at this time is not what the country needs at this time, because we can't afford to have a strike. So that's the response of the federal government. But then do you think the government should be given more time to address the issues? And what suggestions would you give? What suggestions would you give to the government on the issue of hardship in the land and the agreements with Labour? 14-day strike notice. That is the focus for today. Let's get Fuad's thoughts before we open the phone line for you to share your thoughts and your contribution. Thank you for standing by, Fuad.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Well, I've always said it that organized labor at this time has to understand that going into any form of negotiations, agreement, MOU with this particular government will require them to be very methodical and strategic. It's a different kettle of fish. I actually know what I'm saying. And I'm saying that because, again, they have to go in getting all the ideas right. It's not just to go there, get excited about promises, and then, of course, you suspend whatever actions you want to take, and then you go back to now saying, we want to go back on the same action again. I think at the point of negotiation, you must also begin to ask questions about how these things will be implemented and give clear timelines as to when they will be implemented. You understand what I'm saying? So, but again, this is what it is. I can't fault Labour from trying to use or planning to use its most potent tool of negotiation, which is strike. As I said, people will say, strike. Look, the realities are all over the world. That is the most potent tool you find from organized labor when it goes to the negotiation table. And so, but if you are even using your most potent tool, you have to be strategic about it. So I think that the leaders of organized labor at this time should also is very, very strategic about what they are doing. So again, 14 days they talked about the fact that a lot of the agreements they had in October with the government had not been implemented. Even the little ones that have been implemented had only been partially implemented. There has not been full and proper implementation. So the government is begging for more time, saying it's not the time to go on strike as Hardship. But I'm saying that look, it's easy for them to continue to make this statement because they sorted themselves out. They are fully sorted. And we are okay. Sandra, let's not deceive ourselves. They are fine. In the midst of the hardship, they got SUVs, they got all manner of things, they've been getting those humongous allowance and salary and extra codes. So they are fine. Probably they are so detached from the reality of other people. And so they must now sit back to begin to properly read the room and understand that look, there are limitations to how people can endure these things. That that's just the reality. And that's why people are already telling them that look, this is the time for them to quickly do something. Whether it's a temporary solution or a mid-term solution, something has to happen to at least reduce the suffering in the land, which has come as a result of the policies of government. So on the issue of food shortage, I'm saying again that look, it has to be a holistic approach because it's not really about the fact that the food is not available. It's more about the fact that look, there's no money to buy, and when you have the money, it's completely worthless. You can't even buy anything. So that's what they should begin to look at. And it is not to now continue to get people excited unnecessarily with beautiful statements and speeches. It should be about a workable, actionable plan with clear timelines, and not just to even have timelines, to now have a good intention to implement those things to the later. Because as it is, everybody is on the edge, Sandra. Everybody is on the edge, apart from the political class that have been well taken care of. Like you said, when the government came in, we saw the people sorted them out now. Some money were quickly released to sort them out. But now the other Nigerians are asking questions. What is left of us? If government is supposed to be about the generality of the people, what is their own fate as it is? That's the question. What is their own fate? Insecurity in the land, high food prices, falling the value of the naira against the dollar, insecurity, poor infrastructure. And people are going to question it and begin to ask what there is left of the ordinary people. And that's why it's important that the government must pay attention to these things. I know when I keep using the word pay attention and be intentional, I know what I'm saying. It's not just to begin to gloss around the issue and begin to make beautiful statements and speeches as if we are campaigning. This is now the time to walk the talk and do what you are promising the people. I remember clearly, it was said in Yoruba, it has to wale. People must see that the thing is wale.
It's okay for
that's what people are waiting for. That was the promise, Sandra. Was it not the promise? ẹ when you say ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀ amagbewale, it's a direct promise to the people.
So you should go and relax.
Or if there other interpretation to ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀ amagbewale. How else can you interpret that? It's not a promise of better life is coming. Food prices are going to come down. Fuel prices are going to come down. Hardship is going to come down in the land.
Maybe we didn't know what they were doing to bring down. Maybe it was the naira that they wanted to bring down. We don't know.
Wọ́n lè po máa wọ́n ní náírà wọ́n lọ fọkàn balẹ̀. I'm a Yoruba boy now, Sandra.
It was very direct. All right, thank you very much for yes, I mean, just as you have correctly highlighted here, there's a lot of promises that have been made, but implementation seems to always be our weakness. I won't say weakness here. It seems to always be our challenge here. But then, as regards labor unions for 14-day strike notice, what are your thoughts? Even as the federal government is saying, this is not the time, that Nigeria cannot afford a strike at this time. Minister begs labor, seeking cooperation, saying that we should be patient, or they should be patient rather. So let's hear your thoughts. The phone line is open, 0913 6000 410. 0913 6000 410. That is the number to call. We're also live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can drop your comments in the live chat section of our social media platforms at Mainland 98.3 FM. You can send a text message or a WhatsApp message as well to 0913 6000 430. 0913 6000 430. That's for text messages and WhatsApp messages. Please do not call the number. It is just for messages. So let's get on with the conversation. Share your thoughts. Please, you have just 2 minutes. Let's stick within the time frame. And also, let's try to keep things clean and not, let's not be colorful with our language. Let's just, let's try to keep things civil. Really appreciate that. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, Sandra.
Good morning, Prince Wise.
Thank you. Very good morning to you. Mr. Fᴜᴏ, morning to you, Father.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. God bless you and bless our management.
Amen.
You see, this morning, if you look at give for 2 days warning, I can't blame them now. They must fight for their people. That's why they are governing some people. And they must fight for them. The federal government that will make a promise, you must fulfill your promise. In this country today, in two dominant religions in this country today, that is Islam and Christianity, when you make a promise, the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran told us, you must fulfill your promise. When you promise of do something, you must do it. Mr. President I know he's a listening president. He will listen to Nigeria and listen to Labour as well. CIG will fulfill the promise Nigeria is not around right now. It's one of their promises. And again, when you say you are going to pay 35,000 naira for just 6 months, yes, you must fulfill the promises you are promising Nigeria. And they were telling us now that they will release reserve. You feel really in the air, and if they release it, you can't be soft for all Nigeria. The best thing to do for Mr. President is to set their order for that popular food that is rice. Let them bring it in to federal government. They won't pay duty on it. Take it to all the local government of the federation. When you get there, clean special center where public can go here to buy at the control price. And the farmer, they must be taking care of. The minister for agriculture for buffalo by giving some farmer a lot of fertilizer. Thank to you, Lady Sandra.
Thank you very much, Prince Wise. I appreciate. Well, it gave some point or highlighted some things there that will actually go a long way if only the people are listening. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, are you hearing me now?
Good morning, we can hear you.
Loud and clear, Mr. Peter. Please go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. Mauga, Sandra. Sandra, Fat is a typical Yoruba man. And what about you? Because listen, a typical Ogun State man, and my nickname for Yoruba is Lekon. I've not told you that before. So, listen, if I use that, I'm Agbewale. Even if I use a tongue to pronounce it, did you hear the protest of Ogun State women? Did you hear when you are asking us what is the advice we should give to the government in this hardship? The Ogun State women said to the Punch correspondent that if they see Mr. President, they said they will fight him one-on-one. I think that's their own advice. So, what am I saying in this sense? The government should listen to the people. We don't need labor in this struggle, because labor for them, they are talking about federal workers. What of those that are working in companies? What of those that are working in the state? So for me, there is a little bit of selfishness on the part of workers. If it is the protest that the government will hear and do the right thing by removing terrorists from the farm so that people can go back to farm, not about releasing grain. How long will the grain they will release last? So if it is strike that the government will listen to, the Nigerian people that are suffering will go on that strike if the United Nations has approved of it without damaging anything. So for me, labor is not needed in this struggle because they have not been functioning. They have not been protecting Nigerians. Right. I was a vice chairman of our union, so I know how we did it. Labor is not doing it. Thank you. So we struggle by ourselves. God bless you. Have a nice day.
And you as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter Liko-Omonse. I appreciate it. All right. Don't know how we got there, but it's okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning,
Good morning. Good morning,
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. It's unfortunate. The away from Labour. In fact, it has been dashed away. You see, Labour has the capability of confronting government, but unfortunately, with what we have been saying in the past, they are disappointing us with their service approach. You understand? You see, what we expect from Labour now, like I said, they have the capability by tackling government based on this instability of Naira. What are they doing? No matter what you give your workers, it's nonsense, and you cannot solve their problem. Even if you fight for 300,000 minimum wage, it's nowhere. Where our Naira is unstable, you hear something in the morning, you have another thing in the evening. So what I'm saying, they don't know what they're doing. That's why I said they are after their own service end. And that is why Nigeria is not green, it's not relying on them. You understand? So, and secondly, you see, on our president, to me, most of the president's approach is irritating. Very, very irritating to our problem. And we thought, like he said, he has the capability of solving our problem. But most of his ideology is irritating and it is disappointing. Especially look at the issue of you said they should go to warehouse and bring 100 metric tons of whether grain or food today to the masses. So what is that going to solve? Does that one solve Lagos State alone? You see, we need to address the core issue. God has given us a proper land. We are not the lazy people in this country. We are not beggars. You know, give us an enabling environment. You understand? In the West alone, if you plant anything, is going to go to Jᴏɪᴜ. The whole West is in it. We are not talking of the North. So that's what we are saying. That's why I said most of the approach is irritating and it's so disappointing. Have a nice day.
Okay. Thank you very much, Alhaji. Very appreciate your contribution. Don't forget, this is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos, and this is Mainland Focus. Labour has issued a 14-day strike notice. What do you think of that action, and what do you think? Do you think we should give the government more time to solve all of these issues? We have 9 months down the line already, but then it's just 5 months or 4 months from the date of agreement. Date of agreement was October 2nd, and
it's just. People that had the agreement will not see it as just, Sandra.
Well, I don't know. People that have worked for January have not been paid for January, but the 35,000 naira wage award, I don't know.
Only came twice.
Yes, only came twice. So let's have a conversation around that. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Do well to drop your comments in the live chat section on our Facebook and YouTube platforms. We'll take that as well. 0913-600-410. That is the number to call. You have just 2 minutes. Let's stick within the 2 minute time frame. Would really appreciate that as the conversation progresses. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ford. Good morning, Ms. Sandra.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm welcome from Papa.
Yes.
All right, please go on.
Okay. On this issue about Labour ultimatum, for me, I think it would have been better if they can picket on their if they can picket on governors. What have they been doing with all what has been given to them? You cannot. This right cannot be won just by focusing on federal government. They are not doing enough. But at least some part of some of their state governors are having more money now. Ogun State, I think they roll out CNG buses. So even though it is not, so these are the things. What are the state governments doing with the 2 billion they collected from the government? So this way, at least, therefore, they should start from that way. On the issue of food scarcity, I think our government should ban exportation of grains. The food is, for me, I don't actually agree that we have food scarcity. What we have is diminishing purchasing power of people, and push cost inflation,
yes,
that arise from logistics and movement of these foodstuff from one place to another. For instance, now if you go to Kogi State, Ekiti State, there are a lot of yams there. If you see the kind of trucks of jam they are putting out on the place. But at the same time, you see all these agbero on the road, putting stick on the road, collecting, making, these are police who collect, agbero who collect.
And
so where we get the cost of these all these things? It's the last consumers. There are too many intermediaries at the same time. One farmers don't actually sell their product direct to the consumers. They will set one map, another one they will set another one. Before you finally get to consumers, so all these things actually add to the cost of foodstuff. That's my take. Thank you very much, sir.
That's the general consensus actually. But then, thank you very much, Abubakar. Oh, okay. Thank you. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Emeka from Festa.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. That's why
Sandra.
Sandra. There's one advice I want to give before I comment. I see a lot of cat pushers in Festac. There are very, very many. Sometimes if you count them inside street, you see like 2 of them. And I'm not sure we have those kind of issues. To me, these are emerging security threats. The government should ban pushing in Lagos if we are not going to have a terrorist attack here. Because sometimes this thing will come like a subtle daily bread. But these guys might be collecting intelligence. This is my advice.
All right.
And I hope government should look into it. There are a lot of cat pushers. Let them return collection of refugees to local government and empower them so that people could be employed through that means to collect refuge officially for local government and people pay for refuge collection. Let government open a border for importation of grain because
Thank you.
90% of the grain that come into this Lagos are smuggled without any duty paid to federal government. You understand? So let them officially open it.
All right.
Thank you and God bless Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution. 0913600410. Hello, good morning.
Hey, hello, Sandra.
Good morning, Mr. Uma.
Hey, thank you very much.
All right.
Yes. Number one, Sandra, we have no leader. Yes. If Labour are planning to go on strike in 14 days, their strike have not even helped the situation at all. Rather, it just gives the government the privilege to do whatever anything they want them to do. Labour is planning to go on strike. The government is saying that there is no need of that. Who is deceiving who? At the end of the day, there is no good result will come from the strike. Now, if the Labour is fighting that the implement of the salary of the civil servants, those who are not the civil servants, how are they going to affect their life? Those who work their normal daily income, they also be a victim of this thing that increases the market. Do you know, Sandra, when your Okoyemi was having a conversation with his guest yesterday, they mentioned about every report for 400 naira, a hair demand is 200 naira or 150. So if Labour is fighting, they should fight for all. Their fighting should be the fight that will bring the price, everything that will go up, down, not for one session. If they are fighting for one session, who will now fight for the other session? A man that have a shop that bought petrol every day, who will fight for him? For the petrol is buying for maybe 500 naira per litre that's increased. So they should fight for all. Sometimes they are doing service on their fighting. But to our government, to Sandra, we have no government to. Government to France.
We have it's okay, Ufoma. Thank you very much. You have spoken so well first 1 minute or so, but yes, it's just gets interesting when you just leave people to just express themselves like that. All right, 0913600410, 0913600410. 5 minutes gone past 9. You are listening to Mainland 98.3 FM, and this is Mainland Focus. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
And good morning, Mr. Fᴜᴜ.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel calling from the Ιλιᴜᴜᴜ.
All right, sir.
Okay.
To me, Labour strike is business. Why do I say it's business? The principal things we are supposed to look at to make sure people feel the impact of governance in Nigeria. They are not looking at it. Now, the government said they will make more money available for the people, right? And really, to their words, in quote, more money will be available to the state governors. The question is, who is questioning the governors what they do with the money? If Labour really wants to have something meaningful to achieve, their focus for now, I'm not saying totally, their focus should be, okay, fine, the money made available through the rural subsidy that has been pushed to increase allocation sharing, fact allocation to states. How is the state making sure that, yes, the money gets to the right places? That should be their principal focus. And when you look at the indices and the analysis, what is the percentage of Nigerians that are under fully paid structured employment that they are fighting for? If you watch and can tell you, it's so significant, it's not too significant. So to me, they just want to gain that recognition again to make merit at the end of the day, which amount to zero. From my own point, I don't think there's need for any of the two or from Labour. What I guess they should do right now is no. Liaise with the state government. If they're not realized, let one pressure on the state government to do the needful. And as for the grains that's being supplied, honestly, it can't go nowhere. Is it for agricultural season or for people to share? The truth must be told. The federal government needs to work more to counter insecurity. I think that should be their major priority now. If insecurity is countered, definitely, we see, like one of the callers said, we are not having shortage of food, but an eroded purchasing power. And if something is done on eroded purchasing power, definitely people will be able to. Thank you very much. That's my little submission.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. The focus seems to be on the wrong things. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello?
Hello?
Good morning, Mr. Kangolina.
Mr. Kangolina.
We know.
Okay. I'm in Mafuloko.
We know.
Okay. Mr. Fuad, have you recited your national pledge?
I know it to heart completely.
Because that one will also reduce hunger. That's what they told us. What I want to find out from Mr. Fuad is, they said they want to use the grain
from the National Reserve.
From the reserve.
Yes.
Now, how are they going to sell it, or they will come and share it like in the meal that they shared before?
I don't know.
No, I don't know now. You want to release it to be able to so that the price will crash. How practicable is that? You want to release it so that the price will. So how are you going to do that? When you come and dash off the whole grain, the price will just crash. Or how? Because I'm just a trader in the market. I don't know anything.
The way you are getting the news is the way we get it too, and we're just trying to process it. You know, we've just been told that
there is confusion even among them. I'm sure one of them just suggested, okay, let us release grain. They didn't ask me what are we going to do with the grain we want to release? To who? Is it to all the party secretaries and vice sharing or how?
Mr. Kangolina, it's a temporary response.
Temporary?
But yes. How?
Okay, after temporary, what happened? You just want to dance tension so that there will not be protest in Niger State and Kano again. After that, what happened? The one you gave us the time you say that you remove the subsidy. You gave us, you distribute. What happened to that one?
All
right, thank you very much, Mr. Kangolina. Appreciate your thoughts and your contribution. But stay with us, all right? Stay with us. So 0913600410, that is the number to call. Let's now move. Thank you for staying with us. We just had a very, very just slight technical glitch there as regards our phone line, but not to worry, it will be resolved any moment from now. Stay with us. Let's go now to the WhatsApp line. We have some messages on our WhatsApp. This is the mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. We'll take some messages and then we'll go back to the phone line in a bit. We also have some messages on Facebook. So let's take that as well, and we'll be back soon. Basil Chika, that's Chika Bende from Trade Fair. NLC is long chased to the corner by this government. They can bark but cannot bite. So people should not expect anything from them. The only panacea for this hunger is to give adequate security to the farmers and allow food to come in through the border and immediately find a way to stabilize economy. Failing to do this, no hope soon. Chika Bende from Trade Fair, Lagos. Good morning, mainland crew. The NLC and TUC should hold their peace. Nigeria are already on the street fighting for themselves since Nigerians have lost hope on NLC and TUC because of this motion without movement. The federal government, both the past and present, always begs for time. Buhari begged for time till his tenure ended. President Tinubu has started begging for time since May 2023. We are now in February 2024. He's still begging for time. But he didn't beg for time to say subsidy was gone at the very first day of his resumption in office. How does that? For me, who does that? For me, no more time to give the federal government because it's still the same APC. Benjamin from Shogunle. Also here on Facebook, Fuad, please help me. Is the to be released grain for how many among the more than 200 million Nigerian hungry mouths?
I don't know. I hear this grain release for me. I'm not even excited about grains anyway because of the end product. When you talk about grains, I don't know. That's not really going to solve any problem. Like a lot of the callers have said, we should do things that are more intentional about addressing this hardship in the land, not about grains or no grains. That's it for me.
All right, but is it free or for how much?
We have no information. It's just
I'm asking as they ask because it said Fuad.
Because basically it's just about releasing.
How is it
grains
going to be shared?
So are they going to give it to
if for a price? What is the purchasing capacity of the average Nigerian buyer? Please, how exactly is the Gari preserved till the time of release? Having known the text, we'll soon hear about Nigerians not enter. Never. I will never do anything. Also, on food crisis in the country, it seems the government is only looking at one direction, which is increasing available after the removal of fuel subsidy. If I may ask, is there anything that the price went up and later dropped, aside from the only time under late former President Musa Yar'Adua of blessed memory that reduced the fuel pump price? Thank you. I also have here James Ogbona. I celebrate you excitedly. Mr. Fuad, I want to agree with you that the food crisis is not about availability but about affordability. Sandra, if you go to the markets, you'll find foodstuffs in abundance, but people can't afford it. Most times you see people coming to buy 1 derrick of rice for a family, and you wonder how 1 derrick can satisfy them. The government should address the issue of affordability and not availability. They should be asking how come people can't afford food. So even if they open our food reserves, which I don't know if they exist, how would people buy even if it's sold at a reduced price when there's no money with them? Like me, now I can consume half the derrick of rice at once.
Let stop doing that.
You need to tighten your belt.
You should continue with half the.
You cannot be eating like that in this economy. All right. So imagine going to the market only to buy just 1 derrick of rice or beans for your family. Mr. Fuad, I've taken your advice. Not to lose hope, and I'll invite you and Sandra to my wedding when I decide to settle down, and I hope 2 of you will oblige me. Oh, of course we will.
You should have a clear timeline. Let's say soon.
Let's put NLC and TUC on one side. They've lost their teeth to bite. Mr. Fuad, were they not part of the tripartite 37-man committee set up by federal government where the SGF wanted 1.8 billion for the committee to do their work? Well, that's another conversation for another day. So also. All right, 0913 6000 410 0913 6,410. That is the number to call. Let's have a conversation as regards the focal point for the day, which is, of course, NLC TUC issuing a 14-day ultimatum. That is what we are looking at this morning. All right, let's not forget we have just 2 minutes. Let's keep things clean. 17 minutes gone past 9. We still have a few more minutes to go. Let's get your thoughts. Hello, good morning. Oh, we lost that one. All right, please do well to call back. We're here for you. Also, we have here Tony Adishegiri on Facebook. He's saying, good morning, Sandra and Fuad. The government yet again has failed to meet up with signed agreement with Labour. Is it now out of place to question the capacity of federal government to take us out of this mess? Fuad, if you have opportunity to meet the president today, what will you tell him as your number one solution to our problem?
You should just fight insecurity. Let's start with that.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Actually, what we are seeing in this government, their propaganda is too much. The security of this country is most important. If there is security, farmers will go to work. And this government is here. When they are saying that some farmers in different places are paying tax to all these bandits.
Hello? All right, apologies for that. Do well to call back 0913 6,410. And yes, we have some messages on WhatsApp. Rather, I've not taken our WhatsApp messages, so before I'm chewed at the end of the show and I'm not able to take them. So let's see what we have on WhatsApp. This is Midland 98.3 FM. This is Midland Focus, and the focus for today, of course, is the 14-day strike notice issued by the labor unions, that's Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress, as regards the implementation of the memorandum of understanding that was held between them and the federal government on October 2nd, 2023. All right, we have here this morning on WhatsApp. Good morning, Sandra and Fuad. This is Godwin from Ilasa. Nigerians seem to be the proverbial unza the bird, which while being burned to death kept saying he's just emitting fatty oil. Nigerians and Nigeria are completely dying, and Labour Union is talking of a weakening strike. I think the whole country should be put out in protest. Fuad, 2004, 158 naira was changing to 1,000 sefa, and today 3,000 naira is changing to 1,000 sefa. And we are here talking of Labour planning to go on strike. What percentage of Labour force compared to over 200 million Nigerians living in serious poverty? Like Aisha Yusufu said, it's time for us to apply our football mode to our political mode. Fuad, you said something 2 days ago, which I would want your team to discuss on Sunday. It's how can a professor's vote, midweek politics. How can a professor's vote be equal to an Agburu's vote? How do we change our voting pattern? I think I held on to that as regards the voting power of an individual. I think that's where the electoral
Act
college in America,
and of course you have some countries that have what is called a weighted vote, where they put weight and value on people's vote depending on their level of education, exposure, income levels, and all of that. But we'll try and see how we can dig into that. This idea of, because this one man one vote, I don't think it's helping us really.
Well, let's not go into all of that. Good morning, Sandra. The incessant breaking of promises between the federal government and the organized labor can be likened to a chipping couple. No amount of reconciliation and diplomatic moves will stop them from cheating on each other. I don't believe labor guys have an iota of trust from the people, and likewise the government at the moment. Let the entire human rights activists, political writers, lawyers, market women, artisans, students form an organized and well-coordinated movement and protest against these inhumane policies of the government without resulting in hostilities. Noah from Igondo. Oh, good morning to everyone in the studio. Every day we keep praying for this country and the country keeps going the other way. Just like last month, I went to buy bread at a mall and saw the price of baby milk and laughed and told my friend, I pity anyone trying to give birth in this period. And to my surprise, just last night, my wife told me she's 6 weeks pregnant.
And those people like James Ogbonna who are planning to go into the
guys, I didn't sleep in the house.
Why? Don't run away.
He said, how can I make 100,000 naira job take care of my wife and kids and this little one that is coming? My head is pounding now, all because we have bad governance. May God help us. You'll
survive. We will survive. We will survive.
Yes, huh? Of course. I think that's it. Sorry about that. I don't know why.
The message from who?
Prince.
Oh, okay.
From
Prince.
Beggar.
From Beggar. Okay.
Yes, Prince from Beggar.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing your pain and uncertainty with us. It's all right, but all will be well. All right, we also have here on WhatsApp. We have quite a lot of WhatsApp messages, so permit me, and because we don't seem to take enough WhatsApp messages during the show. All right, we also have here on WhatsApp. Sorry about that. Let's go to Facebook. Prince Leo Ozoma is saying 42,000 metric tons of food items to be released by the federal government. Food will be cheap in Nigeria soon, supposedly. Please let me warn you not to put the kind of hope you put on the ill-fated Nigeria Air on this one too, because of your health. I don't think anybody put their hope on Nigeria Air.
No, nobody did that.
No, from the time when we designed our logo with
from the logo, we knew it was going to be. It was a disaster in waiting.
With 2 billion naira, I don't think anybody put their hope on that. All right, people like us take everything from the APC's government with a pinch of salt, because we knew before them, before they got into power, and we have watched them keenly in the last 8 years, and nothing has changed differently from what we knew about them, and it's more likely that nothing was going to change, because you cannot give what you don't have. Winning elections through any possible